chosen one. You were not led here by accident. This moment was not arranged by an algorithm, nor was it shaped by coincidence. Something far greater aligned this encounter. Heaven itself positioned this message directly in your path at the exact second your spirit was ready to receive it. There is a reason you paused. A reason something deep inside you felt a pull, subtle, yet undeniable. You are standing on the threshold of a chapter that was written long before today. A moment where what has been concealed begins to rise to the surface, and what has been restrained is about to move freely. Chosen one, you've felt it, haven't you? The pressure. The narrowing. The unusual stillness that comes before everything shifts. There is a divine rhythm to life, a time set apart for every purpose under heaven. And whether you fully see it or not, you have stepped into your appointed hour. What has been quietly forming around you is not your imagination. It is preparation. A door is beginning to open, not one you can force, and not one anyone can delay. What is coming does not respond to striving. It responds to timing. Elevation is near. Repositioning is underway. And what is about to be transferred into your hands will not come from effort alone, but from divine orchestration. Anointed one, there are people in positions of influence who are beginning to awaken to what heaven already declared over your life. What you carry cannot be bought. It cannot be copied. It cannot be controlled. You were preserved for this very moment. Refined without applause. Strengthened without recognition. Protected when no one understood why doors stayed closed. Because when influence finally turns in your direction, it must find you standing in integrity. But understand this, divine reminders rarely come with thunder. They do not always arrive with dramatic explanation. Sometimes they come quietly, steady, almost gentle. Something your soul can return to when the noise fades. What has been prepared for you is not chaotic. It is resting, patiently, in its rightful place. Chosen one, the urgency you feel right now is not anxiety. It is not worldly pressure. It is spiritual awareness. It is heaven's quiet alarm sounding within you, signaling that timing has shifted. Alignment has changed. You are not imagining that something is near. Someone with reach. Someone with influence. Someone with resources. They have been stirred. And without even realizing how, your name has entered their atmosphere. This moment will not make sense to everyone, and it was never meant to. Some words only land on awakened spirits. If you are still listening, if something inside you feels calm instead of shaken, then you already understand this message is not random. Through my own seasons of waiting, I discovered something powerful. When heaven speaks softly, it is often because the message carries weight. Loud moments attract crowds. Quiet moments attract the called. Anointed one, let me speak honestly. Much of your life has unfolded in obscurity. Not because you lacked value, but because exposure too early would have damaged what was still developing. You have entered rooms where you were present but never celebrated. You have whispered prayers that seemed to echo back unanswered. I know that place. I have questioned whether faithfulness still mattered when no one appeared to notice. But here is what I learned. Obscurity is not rejection. It is protection. And what has been protected is now ready to emerge. It was never punishment. It was training. Chosen one, something has shifted. Somewhere, someone who has tasted everything this world can offer has come to a quiet realization. Something essential is missing. Not wealth. Not power. Not reputation. But presence. Peace. Clarity. And for the first time, they understand that what they lack cannot be purchased. It must be carried. That is why they are drawn to you. Not because of what surrounds you, but because of what remains when everything else is stripped away. Anointed one, this is not about celebrity. It is not about elevation for applause. This is about spiritual substance, the kind forged in suffering, refined through humility, and preserved through obedience. You carry weight. The kind that cannot be manufactured. Your scars speak a language money cannot translate. Your quiet confidence unsettles rooms built on ego. your stillness speaks louder than their influence ever could. I have seen this pattern before. Those who endure pain without becoming bitter carry a frequency that disrupts power. What they sense in you is not something you rehearsed. It is something you survived. The peace you walk in was purchased in nights when giving up would have been easier. The discernment you now carry was born when trusting God made less sense than walking away. That is why the attention feels sudden. But heaven never rushed your development. It guarded your timing. You were planted deep, so when visibility finally arrived, your roots would not crack beneath the weight. Anointed One, understand this clearly. They do not only want access to you. They need what you represent. Your life is living proof that spiritual authority outranks earthly status. Without speaking, your presence exposes the emptiness of what was built without foundation. You are not assigned to fix them. You are assigned to stand, unwavering, as truth without compromise. Chosen One, hear this carefully. This is not fantasy. It is refinement. When influence recognizes purity, it will either honor it, or attempt to consume it. Not every open door is an answer. Some carry invisible prices. Heaven does not rush you into rooms it has not prepared you to withstand. When power begins seeking your presence, grounding becomes your shield. Anointed One, you are not called to rescue anyone. You are called to remain steady, a visible sign that even in high places, spiritual hunger is awakening. Some will approach out of curiosity. Some from desperation. A rare few from genuine humility. Your assignment is not to impress. It is to remain aligned. Peace will always reveal more than opportunity. Chosen One, your name is being mentioned in spaces your feet have not yet touched. Not for fame. For alignment. Not for applause. For purpose. This is where discernment becomes critical. Heaven is observing how you carry yourself now, not to measure your worth, but to confirm your readiness. Do not shrink. Do not rush. Do not perform. Stand firm in who you have already become. What is unfolding does not require your effort. It requires your obedience. When influence recognizes purity, foundations begin to tremble. And that trembling has already begun. Understand something about those at the top. Power does not eliminate spiritual hunger. It magnifies it. The higher someone climbs, the louder the silence becomes. Wealth can quiet chaos, but it cannot quiet the soul. Influence can unlock doors, but it cannot unlock peace. Eventually, those seated in high places begin searching inward. Not loudly, but urgently. They begin asking questions they cannot publicly voice. Questions about meaning. About legacy. About what remains when success no longer satisfies. Anointed One, do not assume the powerful are disconnected from spiritual truth. Many have built too much, lost too much, seen too much, to believe life is only material. When someone reaches the summit and still feels empty, their questions change. They become deeper, riskier, more honest. And right now, conversations are happening behind closed doors that you will never hear directly. Not because you are excluded, but because you are being observed. Patterns are being noticed. Consistency is being measured. Integrity is being evaluated from a distance. And without you realizing it, preparation is meeting opportunity. Lives are being observed. People are quietly studying how someone can endure pressure, rejection, betrayal, and loss, without hardening their heart. They are trying to understand how strength can exist without cruelty. How peace can remain without explanation. How integrity can survive strain. Anointed One, this is why your presence unsettles some, and magnetizes others. You are not loud. You are not campaigning for attention. You are not marketing your soul. And that confuses systems built entirely on performance. I learned something over time. When you stop striving to be noticed, the right vision eventually finds you. Heaven has its own spotlight. It does not shine on self-promotion. It rests on surrender. Chosen One, there are circles of influence where spiritual language sounds different. They may speak of energy, alignment, timing, intuition. But beneath the vocabulary is the same ancient hunger, truth. Some are curious. Some are intimidated. Some are quietly desperate. They sense the world shifting. They feel structures weakening. They know old frameworks cannot contain what is coming. So they are not searching for celebrities. They are searching for carriers. Not influencers. Anchors. Anointed One, let me ground this. I have entered rooms where nothing was spoken, yet everything changed. Conversations slowed. Eyes shifted. Atmospheres tightened, or softened. Not because of performance. Because presence speaks before language ever does. You have felt this. Moments when you walked into a space and something in the air responded. That is not imagination. That is spiritual sensitivity confronting unaddressed truth. Chosen One, do not romanticize this. Not everyone drawn to your light honors its source. Some want to analyze you. Some want to replicate you. Some want to extract from you. But what you carry cannot be borrowed. It was forged. It came through obedience when applause was absent. Through restraint when revenge would have been easier. Through faith when walking away would have been justified. Anointed One, you do not owe everyone access. Interest is not assignment. Attention is not alignment. I learned that painfully. Recognition does not equal safety. Discernment is not suspicion. It is stewardship. You are guarding what heaven entrusted to you. Chosen One, do not be surprised when powerful voices begin echoing sacred concepts. Some are sincere. Others are mirroring what they observe. But imitation cannot reproduce process. They did not kneel where you knelt. They did not weep where you wept. They did not surrender where you surrendered. And obedience cannot be reverse engineered. Anointed One, your authority was born in fire. In nights when heaven felt silent. In moments when compromise would have been easier than conviction. That is why it carries weight. And that is why heaven is observing your response now. This season is not about exposure. It is about discernment. Chosen One, if invitations arrive, pause. If praise increases, lower your heart. If curiosity turns into pressure, create distance. You were never assigned to entertain power. You were assigned to embody light. And light does not chase. It stands. Anointed One, what is unfolding is not simple recognition. It is reordering. You are not pursuing it. You are positioned within it. Remain planted. Let that be enough. As the next layer reveals itself, understand something deeply. Your presence shifts rooms before your voice ever speaks. Energy outruns language. Truth announces itself without explanation. If you enter a space and discomfort rises, do not internalize it. You did nothing wrong. Light disturbs what prefers hiding. It exposes without arguing. It stands without defending. Light does not debate darkness. It simply exists. And in its existence, shadows lose authority. Light exposes darkness simply by existing. Anointed One, you may have wondered why some people cling to you, while others quietly withdraw. Why certain connections dissolve without warning, and other doors swing open without effort. This is not randomness. It is discernment being activated in others. Your presence demands a response. People either lean toward healing, or retreat into defense. Both reactions reveal something. And neither reaction is your burden to carry. Chosen One, this is the hidden side of being set apart. You do not only comfort. You confront, without saying a word. Your existence alone calls things into alignment. I remember seasons when relationships unraveled without explanation. At first, I searched for faults within myself. Later, I understood something deeper. Truth makes fragile foundations uncomfortable. And not everything that leaves was designed to remain. Anointed One, there are powerful individuals who have lost sleep after crossing paths with someone like you. Not because they feared losing something, but because something within them was awakened. You reminded them of who they were before ambition reshaped them. Of what mattered before control replaced calling. That kind of remembrance can feel threatening to someone who built success on avoidance. Chosen one, desperation can look like admiration. Hunger can disguise itself as respect. Some will seek closeness hoping your peace will rub off on them. Others will attempt to study you, hoping your stillness can be decoded. But what you carry is not for consumption. It is for assignment. You are not meant to be drained. You are meant to be directed. Anointed one, your responsibility is not to manage what surfaces in others. Your responsibility is to stay rooted. Remain obedient to the timing that carried you here. Heaven has ordered your steps long before the season. And it has not lost track now. Alignment will feel like peace. Pressure will feel like urgency. Learn the difference. Chosen one, you can sense the shift already. Conversations feel different. Invitations are forming. Attention is sharpening. Do not let it provoke performance. Stillness is your advantage. Silence guarded you before. It will guard you again. When atmospheres react to your presence, remember, you did not manufacture this weight. You steward it. Anointed one, some will call you intense. Others will say you are too quiet. Too deep. Too different. That language comes from those who cannot interpret spiritual substance. But those who recognize it, truly recognize it. Among them are individuals with reach, resources, and authority. They may never verbalize it. But their spirit already understands. Chosen one, you did not enter rooms with status. You entered with substance. And substance is rare in a culture addicted to surface. That is why your presence lingers. That is why your silence communicates. That is why even the seemingly unshaken feel movement when you arrive. Anointed one, do not dim your light to ease someone else's discomfort. Do not justify what heaven never asked you to explain. You were designed to shift atmospheres, not dissolve into them. To carry light into spaces that forgot what sacred felt like. Chosen one, this season is not about transformation into someone new. It is about remaining who you already are while the environment adjusts around you. Heaven is not instructing you to pursue influence. It is instructing you to guard alignment. What lies ahead requires clarity, restraint, trust. Stay grounded. Stay attentive. Stay humble. The attention you sense is real. But it is not the destination. It is a doorway. And how you stand here determines what opens next. Chosen one, there comes a stage in every calling where the promise is no longer doubted. But the waiting becomes heavy. You are beyond skepticism. Beyond curiosity. You know what was spoken over your life carries truth. What you are wrestling with now is endurance. It is the quiet fatigue that settles in when progress feels invisible. When days begin to resemble each other. When breakthrough seems delayed. This is not weakness. It is maturity under weight. Anointed one, this is the uncelebrated part. The place where faith is no longer powered by excitement, but by decision. You rise each morning and choose alignment again. Not because it feels dramatic, but because it is right. And that quiet choice, that unseen consistency, is what qualifies you for what comes next. And still, you show up. You carry integrity when nothing around you appears to be shifting. You move with restraint even when progress feels invisible. I know this stretch. The place where the promise feels close enough to sense, yet distant enough to stretch every thread of your patience. It is not glamorous, but it is sacred. Chosen one, heaven does not hurry what it intends to sustain. Delay is not denial. Silence is not abandonment. What feels like distance is actually development. There are dimensions within you being fortified that cannot be rushed by outward manifestation. Your spirit is learning steadiness without constant reassurance. This is where faith stops being emotional and becomes embodied. Anointed one, some days faith looks like stillness. Other days it looks like quiet obedience in ordinary moments. Paying attention. Choosing kindness when withdrawal would be easier. Holding truth with grace when silence would feel safer. These are not minor decisions. They are evidence of trust. The promise matures in hidden places. Often without you even noticing. Chosen one, the temptation is to search for signs, to look for confirmation, to crave dramatic shifts. But a deeper construction is underway. You are being taught to return to what was already spoken, instead of chasing what you hope to feel. At this level, faith is not loud. It is consistent. It does not panic when timelines stretch. It rests in what has already been declared. Anointed one, remember how many endings once terrified you, only to reveal themselves later as preparation. You survived seasons that once felt unbearable. Now they feel distant. This moment will one day feel the same. What feels heavy now will become wisdom. What feels slow now will reveal itself as precision. Chosen one, a strength is forming within you that does not depend on outcomes. You are learning alignment without visible reward. This is not punishment. It is stewardship. Endurance is only entrusted to those capable of carrying elevation without losing themselves. Anointed one, I have learned that faith is often stabilized by simple, repeatable reminders. Not constant explanation. Not dramatic proof. Just steady truth. There is a quiet reminder connected to this waiting season placed in the pinned comment below, something simple your spirit can return to when the noise rises. Chosen one, come back now to what is deeper than emotion. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. The waiting you are experiencing is not empty space. It is filled with unseen reinforcement. Your discernment is sharpening. Your restraint is strengthening. Your inner world is becoming unshakable. Anointed one, many turn back in this stretch. Not because belief disappears, but because believing quietly becomes exhausting. You are being invited to remain, to stay planted, to trust without needing visibility. This posture sustains elevation when it arrives. Chosen one, the promise does not require striving. It requires alignment. There will come a moment when movement becomes undeniable, when acceleration replaces stillness. Until then, your assignment is not to force doors. It is to keep your hands clean, your heart clear. Clarity will matter more than speed. Anointed one, heaven is observing how you wait. Not to test you, but to confirm what you already carry. The same God who spoke the promise is present in the quiet. The same power that will open the door is strengthening you in stillness. Nothing is being wasted. Chosen one, remain faithful in what looks ordinary. Remain steady when nothing changes externally. This is the quiet corridor where calling becomes character, where destiny becomes embodied. You are not being held back. You are being held together. And when waiting finally gives way to movement, you will recognize that this was not a pause. It was a foundation. Chosen one, something is shifting now. Not outwardly at first, but internally. There is sharpening happening inside you. Confusion is giving way to clarity. Emotional pulls that once controlled you are losing their grip. The pressure may still exist, but your authority within has grown stronger than it. You are beginning to discern what is yours to carry, and what was never assigned to you. Anointed one. This is maturity. This is alignment. This is readiness forming quietly beneath the surface. And when the next door opens, you will walk through it whole. This is the point where discernment stops being theory and becomes instinct. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself. You no longer exhaust energy trying to prove your depth or defend your sincerity. Silence feels powerful now. Not like avoidance, but like strength. This is not withdrawal. It is refinement. Heaven is teaching you conservation. Not of money. Not of opportunity. But of energy. Chosen one, as the promise draws nearer, your spirit becomes more selective. Your tolerance for noise begins to shrink. Drama feels heavier. Shallow conversations feel louder than they used to. This is not arrogance. It is alignment. When something sacred is forming, unnecessary weight begins to fall away. Even good things sometimes loosen their grip, so greater things can take their place. Anointed one, there is also wisdom hidden in this season. Not everything approaching you now is meant to remain with you later. Attention often increases before transition. Curiosity rises before clarity. Do not confuse proximity with permission. Just because someone can see you does not mean they can access you. Boundaries are not barriers. They are filters. Chosen one, I have learned that before elevation, distractions often disguise themselves as opportunity. Conversations that flatter, but drain. Invitations that sound aligned, but disturb peace. This is where inner listening becomes louder than outer applause. Peace is not passive. It directs. Anointed one, you are not here to rescue the powerful. You are not here to impress the curious. You are not here to perform for the observing. You are here to stand. Rooted. Clear. Unmoved. Your authority does not originate from influence. It comes from obedience repeated over time. That kind of authority cannot be rushed. And it cannot be borrowed. Chosen one, you may notice certain individuals drawn to you without fully understanding why. Some will project expectations onto you. Others will test your boundaries to measure their strength. This is not accidental. Your clarity is being examined now. Because clarity will be required where you are going. Confusion does not survive in high places. Anointed one, remember. You are not responsible for how others interpret your stillness. You are responsible for remaining aligned with heaven's pace. There will be moments when silence carries more power than correction. Moments when restraint speaks louder than reaction. Wisdom is knowing when to move and when to remain anchored. Chosen one, do not underestimate consistency in this phase. Showing up as yourself. Speaking truth without aggression. Choosing rest instead of reaction. These quiet decisions are laying foundation. Elevation without foundation always collapses. Yours will not. Anointed one, what is forming within you is not preparation for arrival alone. It is preparation for sustainability. Many can reach visibility. Few remain whole within it. You are being prepared to carry influence without losing intimacy. Visibility without losing humility. Provision without losing dependence. Chosen one, stay grounded in what you already know. Return to stillness often. Let clarity guide you. Not urgency. What is meant for you will arrive at the right pace. Not the fastest one. And when it comes, you will understand that this season of discernment was not restriction. It was protection. The path may feel narrower now. But it is not confinement. It is focus. And focus is power. Chosen one, this is where stewardship begins. Not of resources yet, but of self. How you think. How you respond. How you carry yourself when affirmation is absent. These inner disciplines quietly determine how much you will be trusted with later. Heaven entrusts influence to those who can govern themselves first. Anointed one, you may feel heightened awareness within your inner world. Old reactions feel foreign now. Patterns you once tolerated feel heavy. This is not condemnation. It is growth. Your spirit is outgrowing environments that once felt normal. Outgrowing habits that once felt comfortable. Outgrowing expectations that once defined you. Growth feels like discomfort before it feels like freedom. Chosen one, clarity is sobering. You are beginning to realize that what is coming will demand more than excitement. It will require character. More than declarations. It will require daily integrity. The kind practiced when no one is watching. The kind that chooses truth even when compromise would be easier. This is preparation. Not for applause, but for longevity. And longevity is built quietly. The kind of integrity that stays aligned, even when shortcuts are available. Anointed one, let me speak plainly. There are seasons when God feels quiet. Not absent. Quiet. And that silence is not neglect. It is trust. He is watching how you move without constant instruction. Silence is not abandonment. It is responsibility being transferred. You are being treated like someone who can hear without being shouted at. Chosen one, this is also where fear sometimes tries to reappear. Not fear of failure, but fear of success. Fear of visibility. Fear of responsibility. Fear of what will be required once the door finally opens. These fears are human. But they are not warnings to retreat. They are invitations to root deeper. Anointed One, you are not stepping into unfamiliar territory. You are stepping into what your entire life has been preparing you for. The weight you will carry tomorrow is being strengthened within you today. Nothing is sudden in the spirit, even when it looks sudden in the natural. Chosen One, you are learning balance. How to remain humble without shrinking. How to be confident without becoming hardened. How to be visible without performing. These tensions matter, because influence magnifies everything, including what is unresolved. God is refining those areas now, while the stakes are still low. Anointed One, pay attention to small instructions. Not because they are small, but because obedience compounds. Every quiet yes builds trust. Every restrained response builds authority. Every unseen act of integrity expands capacity. You are being formed into someone who can carry more, without losing peace. Chosen One, there will come a time when movement accelerates, when decisions must be made quickly. This slower season is preparing you for that speed. Slowness is not delay. It is calibration. Heaven is synchronizing your pace with its own. Anointed One, do not rush the closing of this chapter. There is wisdom being sealed into you right now. One day you will look back and realize, this was the season that taught you how to stand without applause, how to listen without noise, how to remain steady without recognition. Chosen One, there is a moment in every calling when clarity sharpens, when distractions lose their flavor. You are stepping into that moment now. What once demanded your attention no longer pulls the same way. Not because your heart hardened, but because your vision cleared. Your spirit is learning to recognize what nourishes it and what drains it, without needing endless analysis. Anointed One, alignment now expresses itself through restraint. Fewer words, fewer explanations, fewer defenses. Your presence carries its own authority. This is not distance. It is grounding. When someone is deeply rooted, they do not sway with every opinion. Chosen One, you may feel discomfort in environments that once felt normal. Conversations centered on urgency, noise, or image no longer feed you. This does not mean rejection. It means protection. What you are carrying now requires a quieter atmosphere to remain intact. Anointed One, there is also a quiet grief that can accompany clarity. The realization that not everyone can journey forward with you. Not every bond can deepen. Not every relationship can mature alongside your calling. This grief is not evidence of error. It is evidence of growth. Chosen One, heaven does not remove things to punish you. It removes what cannot survive where you are headed. Higher levels require lighter loads. Excess becomes liability. This is why discernment sharpens before elevation. You are being trained to recognize misalignment, without needing to justify it. Anointed One, notice how your reactions are slowing. Where you once responded instantly, you now pause. Where you once felt compelled to explain, you now observe. This is wisdom forming. Stillness is not weakness. It is power restrained. Chosen One, there will be moments in this season when you feel alone, even while being observed. This is not abandonment. It is privacy. Heaven guards what it is preparing to entrust. Not everything must be processed publicly. Some strengthening happens best in silence. Some clarity forms in quiet spaces. Some authority grows unseen. And when the time comes, what was built in private will carry you in public. Anointed One, remember this. Not every open door is meant to be walked through. Some doors open only to show you what you have outgrown. Your peace is becoming a clearer compass than opportunity. Follow it, without guilt. Chosen One, the authority you are stepping into does not require constant validation. It stands on its own foundation. When approval is no longer your motivation, alignment becomes effortless. You begin to move less from emotion, and more from discernment. Anointed One, what is forming within you now is rare. The ability to carry weight without being impressed by it. Influence without intimidation. Provision without dependency. Visibility without ego. These balances are not learned quickly. They are forged through restraint. Chosen one, stay attentive to your inner responses. They are training you. The quiet adjustments happening inside you are not random. They are preparation. You are not shrinking. You are consolidating. Your focus is narrowing. Your strength is stabilizing. What remains will be more than enough for what comes next. And when the moment arrives, you will understand. This season was never about waiting. It was about becoming unmovable. Chosen one, you are standing at a sacred threshold. Not arrival yet. But the breath just before it. The stillness before movement. This is where anticipation meets surrender. You sense the shift coming. But you are no longer trying to force it. That restraint is maturity. Anointed one, you have learned how to stand without rushing. How to trust without constant reassurance. How to remain aligned when outcomes are invisible. These are not minor lessons. They are the exact qualities that will sustain you in what is ahead. Chosen one, the attention forming around you will soon become tangible. Conversations will shift. Invitations will clarify. Decisions will demand firmness. That is why your inner world was strengthened first. When the moment arrives, you will not scramble for wisdom. It has already been built into you. Anointed one, hear this plainly. You are not being elevated to be admired. You are being positioned to steward. What comes next will require clarity, restraint, humility. Heaven does not entrust influence to those who crave it, but to those who can hold it lightly. Chosen one, there is a calm confidence settling into you. Not arrogance. Not certainty about outcomes. But certainty about alignment. You know your source. You know what you will not compromise. You know how to pause before responding. This posture sustains elevation. Anointed one, hesitation may still surface. That is natural. Responsibility carries weight. But do not confuse weight with warning. Sometimes it simply means something sacred is being placed in your care. Chosen one, what lies ahead will not require you to become louder, or faster, or harder. It will require you to remain who you already are. Steady, clear, grounded. What brought you here will sustain you there. Anointed one, you are not walking forward alone. Heaven has already gone ahead of you. The same presence that carried you through obscurity will carry you through visibility. Nothing about your life is outside divine timing. Chosen one, this is embodied trust. Not trust that everything will be easy, but trust that you will be guided. You do not need to rehearse outcomes. You need to remain responsive. Hold this truth close. What is coming does not require your fear. It does not require your force. It requires your availability and your integrity. You have been prepared for both. Chosen one, stand where you are without restlessness. The next step will reveal itself at the right moment. Without striving. Without confusion. And when it does, you will move with clarity. Because you have learned how to wait well. This is not the end. It is the crossing point. And you are ready. As this message settles, receive this gently. You have been seen. Not by chance, but by heaven. What has been stirring around you is not imagination. A transfer is already in motion. You are standing in your Kairos moment. The appointed time where preparation meets permission. Do not run ahead of the grace that carried you here. Remain faithful. Remain aligned. Let peace confirm your next step. Anointed one, stay ready. Stay grounded. The doors opening around you are not tests of your worth. They are confirmations of your stewardship. Guard your oil. Guard your clarity. Guard your name. When heaven says now, you will move without striving. Speak without fear. Stand without flinching. Until then, let gratitude keep your heart light. Let obedience keep your path clear. Chosen one. If this word resonated with you, you are welcome to leave a simple sign of agreement in the comments, not out of obligation, but alignment. and remain connected here as this journey continues. Sometimes steadiness comes not from more explanation, but from something quiet and practical prepared in advance. There is a gentle reminder resting in the pinned comment and description below. Anointed One, may grace surround you. May wisdom guard you. May favor meet you at the exact moment heaven has appointed. Walk forward in peace. The next page is already being written.